What's up, YouTubers? Today, we're going to take a look at the Boker Plus Vox F3. This is a Jesper Voxnay's design. This knife is not really in production anymore. However, there is an F3.5 from Boker Plus, and we're going to talk about that. I don't actually have that knife. Not going to buy it for the reasons that this is not an overly recommendable knife. I got it specifically because it was one of those fire sales at Knife Center for like $100. It was an S35 VN knife with a titanium frame lock, so I went for it. Would I buy it? Is it worth it at that price? Sure it is. Would I buy this again at the current price, which is, it is still available. I found it for $143 at GP Knives. But let's kind of jump into this. Again, a Jesper Voxnay's design. This is a 3.375-inch blade made of S35 VN steel, and it actually has a very beautiful kind of acid-washed tumbling. That's really one of the things that I kind of loved about this. This one is better looking than the show side. The show side is like, oh, black G10, and okay, great. A blade. So that's really good. It weighs in at 5.5 ounces. And again, the cost, at present, if you wish to get this, would be $143 at GP Knives. I'll go ahead and link that below if you wanted that. But we're going to talk about this, like I said, in the context of against the current remake, if you will, or next generation, which is the F3.5. Again, Boker Plus, which is the middle line. The Magnum is their cheap line, and then the Solingen Germany is their kind of higher end line. So this particular knife, the original, actually has a titanium frame lock, and also this backspacer is titanium as well, so there's a fair bit of titanium. Actually, even the pivot I checked on this thing with the magnet, that also happens to be titanium. Don't know if that's common or not, but the new F3.5 actually has a steel frame lock. It's basically just steel on this side and not titanium, so that's one of the areas where they're going to do some cost savings. This particular one, the original F3 here, has effectively a non-usable pocket clip. I don't mind having to reshape and format pocket clips, but this one was so short, there's no capability to do so. It's just so short that this does not even get over pants. You literally have to peel it back to get it over your pants. So this is literally almost an unusable, and I had to essentially just put this in my pocket like a good old traditional buck or something that just buries down in the bottom of the pocket. So that's kind of not a great thing about this, and it's really not any better if you go on the tip down position that they provide. It's just, again, that is just not enough bill coverage there. So the new one has actually a much more workable pocket clip, so that's actually a great thing. The show side G10 is, there's just black G10. The new one actually has G10. There's also micarta. This original F3 did also have a carbon fiber at obviously a heftier price, but I love the concept of the micarta for the new F3.5 one. This one has the S35 VN steel, and it's 0.20 blade stock, so extremely thick stuff. The new one has D2 steel, and I read the specs, and it's 0.16 blade stock. So that was one of my complaints. That's one of those things where the new F3.5 is winning on so many fronts, and I know this is supposed to be a review of this, but why not do it in the context of, hey, what can I buy and what is being produced now? Again, we talked about the blade thickness. The new one has a teardrop opening, and the original F3 just has an ovular one. And so that, I don't know in terms of deployability. This ovular one works just fine. It's pretty darn tough to get on the backside, and you have to give it a little bit of wrist anyway. Also, kind of tough to get around left-handed, but you can get there. It's just, you just lose a little bit of that availability there. And then the last thing, and this actually is probably quite important, especially in the context of this extremely thick blade stock here, is the original, this one here, actually has a really good hollow grind. And so even though it's such thick blade stock, right behind the edge, and really for probably about a good 3/4 of an inch, it's very thin. So this thing actually, for things that are short, sliced very well. In fact, let me go ahead and do an example of that. We'll just grab our handy cork here. So this cork is, I don't know, just about, maybe just short of an inch. But you can actually cut a very, very thin slice of something, and it doesn't like start tearing it apart. So, it does tear it. But again, if you look at that, that's how much you're going to get. Beyond that, like doing big thick boxes and stuff, those shoulders are just so thick, not going to be the best. So that's one of those things. But the hologram is good. So that's really kind of your differences. The price, this one again, 143. I got it for 100. But it looks like the new one is, depending on what you get in my card or the G10, I think it was like in between $69 and maybe $83 or something. So a pretty good value. D2 steel actually holds a great edge. It's much tougher to sharpen, I find myself, than this S35EN is. I think it has great edge retention though, and of course it's not fully stainless like the S35EN is here. So the pros of this particular knife though, this has definitely a very tough exterior. It's obviously you can beat this thing around, very thick. The G10 is thick. It's really not going to flex. You can kind of be on this if you had to pry a little something. It's really not bad. And with that clip point, it maintains a pretty good thickness out at the tip there. So that's a good thing. The acid wash tumbling was actually marvelous. I love this once I actually got it, and I was like, oh yeah, because the blade matches, and then the pocket clip as well, and that's titanium as well. It just really good job. Did a fantastic job of that, and it hides lots of use. I definitely cut a bunch of stuff on this one. Obviously, I put my own edge on that one, and so again, this is sharpened up well. They did a good job on the steel on this one. The hollow grind is very thin behind the edge. We talked about that. And then the S35EN, I definitely found was heat treated very well. I've sharpened my fair share of those knives, and this one, they did a great job. So no problems with any of that with this big chunk of steel. And really, I think it was a good value, especially in the context of if you can get this for on sale. Keep an eye out. Maybe you can even offer GP knives a little bit less price, and who knows, maybe they'll offload it, given the fact that the f3.5 is replacing this. On the con side, we talked about the unusable clip. That, I don't even know what to say about that. It's literally not usable in its current form. And not to mention, not only that part where you have to actually peel this back to get it over pants, but when you do it in the tip-up position, it just, your material gets caught, your pants, right there when you're trying to pull it out. It has that nice big thick edge or thick lip there, and to try to get it's just not even usable. So we'll move on. Teflon washers. This thing does use Teflon washers. I've gone ahead and disassembled it to kind of tune it up, and I was really disappointed. I'm not, I don't hate Teflon washers, but these were, number one, very tiny. They should have been bigger, and two, I don't know, just the way that this knife is formed, it just feels like you're kind of driving over a washboard road when you return it. It's just not super smooth. I've handled like an MP1 from a Hinder, and that's on Teflon. Even the CRK TP LAR was smoother than this. This one just, again, it feels like you're kind of going over a washboard road. And that's with a fair bit of use on that one. The lock bar release jimping on this knife. Let me go ahead and open this up. The jimping, there's literally some jimping on that, which I actually literally had to grind off. You can see that where I ground that down with a Dremel, and because it literally hurts and you can't close your knife. You're like, oh, forget about that. You'd have to have gloves on. But if you don't mind doing a little mod with a Dremel, boom, knock that down, and it was good. But I shouldn't have to do that, really. Grind it down on my own. The thumb hole was so sharp on this thing, it was insane. I had to actually spend about a half an hour knocking this down with a ceramic rod, but it would literally like scratch off skin, and it wouldn't do a full cut, but it would definitely scratch off skin and easily peel off your fingernail, and it doesn't do that. That's also how I know the heat treat was actually really good, because it took almost an hour to just knock that down with a ceramic rod. And then, of course, one of the other things we already talked about, it's not the most left-hand friendly. There's really not any pocket clip capability. And then with that hole being, kind of low and buried in there, just a little bit tougher to get to for the lefties. Overall, what I think I would be intrigued by the new one. Based on all the qualities that it has, the improvements, the only really bad thing that I see about the new one is that they just went with a flat grind instead of a hollow. Because 0.16 is still pretty beefy stock. They could have gone with the hollow. Of course, it's probably to save time on the grinder and money on the grinder. So that particular thing I really appreciate about this. But the new one, I think it's probably definitely a worthy look. And if I ever get a chance, who knows if Boker ever Boker ever offers to send me one, I'll absolutely review it and give it its fair due in time. And I think it'll probably be pretty good. You know, in terms of the ergos, one of the things I forgot to mention is this is comfortable in bare hand. It's kind of has a 2.5 finger, you know, kind of swell or area there to fit in there. But I don't know. You know, it's sturdy, but it slices okay with little things. It's got the same great Voxnays comfort, and it is definitely beefy. You know, is it a recommendable knife? I think at the price of $143, no, it's really not. I think, like I said before, is if you were to offer up, you know, maybe a lower price to GP knives, they might just offload it, because then that would open up the door for them selling the new f3.5s. So yeah, that's the BokerVox F3. Hope you did enjoy this. If you did, like and subscribe, and have a great day for yourselves. Take care now.